Welcome back to another episode of Grizzly Books True Crime. My name is Grizzly, and today we're going to be looking yet again at the Grand Teton National Park, where another person went missing. I can't believe I missed this one. This was on June 8th. An Irishman who hasn't been seen since June 8th. What? So we're going to look at the timeline, look at everyone in that area, things that have happened there, and just go over it one more time, starting from the top of June 8th. Welcome back. If you are not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and the bell so you get all things Grizzly Books True Crime. And of course, you become an OG that way, an original Grizzly. It's a really great community. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed and who's part of this community, to all the members, and to everyone else who supports this channel with all the variety of options in the description box below. If you want to support any of my moderators for their hard work, they have also started their own Buy Me a Coffee links. I'm adding them as they go. It's a bit of an approval process to get the Buy Me a Coffee going, but if you look there, it says Mod Squad support, and then they'll be listed below there if you do want to do that. Thank you so much. So today we're going to be looking at, firstly, the story, and I really want to say his name correctly, but I've watched various videos now, and there's so many different ways to say it. This morning at Carve It Up Coffee Time, thank you for everyone who joined me there. You guys said it would be pronounced Sean, but I see people pronouncing this man's name is Cian or Cian, but Sean sounds about right. I don't know. It's Cian, and his surname is McLaughlin or McLaughlin, right? So the family of a young Dublin man who went missing in Wyoming last June have renewed their appeal to find his remains. Cian or Sean McLaughlin was hiking in the Grand Teton National Park on June 8th when he went missing. He'd been living in the area for 2 years at the time of his disappearance and had dual Irish and U.S. citizenship. His mother, Grain McLaughlin, told RTE that her son was an outgoing guy who loved the outdoors, adding that he worked as a snowboard instructor during the winter and as a barman during the summers. Her son would always stop and chat to people and was loved by all his friends, she said. He was well versed in the mountains and knew the importance of gear and equipment, having grown up going on walks with her and other family members. The family believes that he was on a day hike and went off trail. At the time, snow was melting, which meant that it would have been a tricky time of year. The family arrived in the area on June 17th, and within 2 days, they were told that this was now a recovery operation. I went through a huge amount of grief at that time. That was really hard, she said. This is not a rescue, it's a recovery, but I'd like to bring him home. I know he's up there somewhere. I'm thinking of Sean, Cian at every moment and trying to connect with him, and my hope is to bring him home, to have some resolution and bring him home. The family has launched a major social media campaign using the hashtag, so it's hashtag FindCIAN. So if you would be so kind as to put that in the comments or, put it out on your Instagram, that would be really great. His uncle, Colm O'Higgins, said that they are appealing to the public for information. Our appeal is to anybody who was in the park around June the 8th and who may have taken photos. We are asking them to have a look at the pictures and see if there's somebody in the background. They can share them with us at bring Sean home or Cian home at gmail.com or the park rangers. No answers, no closure, no remains found, no sign of him. That's so scary. So now we're going to do map time. So yes, I'm wearing my map time shirt, Grizzly map time shirt. I just want to swing around if I can and show you the back like that. It's got a really nice big Grizzly on the back, so I'm sure you guys will like that. It's very comfortable. I've got the long sleeve shirt here. There's lots of things available: t-shirts, hoodies, pencil bags, all kinds of stuff. So I hope you'll go check that out and get that for yourself. I know you guys love map time over here, as do I. I love sharing it with you. So let's get started with map time. cam with you. I want to put this little window up. Okay. So this area here known as Lupine Meadows Trailhead. This is where Sean, I'm going to call him Sean, okay? I'm so sorry if the name is wrong. I'll get it right. I hope to maybe interview the family or just talk more about the story. But this is where he parked his car. He apparently left the car with no backpack or anything, so that's kind of scary as well. Like went for a day hike? No backpack, no nothing? And then he's never been seen again. This was the last place that he was seen alive. And that was on the 8th of June. Brian Laundrie was not yet in the area, before anyone asks me that. No, he was not in the area yet, from what I gather, from what they posted on Instagram and the timeline. But this makes me think, like, who are we dealing with in this area? Because we've got Cian McLaughlin, Kylen and Crystal, Robert Lowery, who died from a gunshot wound to the head and was declared that it was self-inflicted. Gabby Petito, strangled. We've got Morgan Sessions, who has gone missing. And now we've also got Jarod Hembree, which I've also covered in a previous episode. I don't know if you saw that, but we'll go over it a bit. That was from the 21st of October. So what is going on in that area? If you are in that area, I know there's lots of people that go there all the time, to hike and enjoy the nature and everything. Just be safe. Of course, there are grizzly bears out there and other wild animals, but just be careful in any case, because I don't really know what's going on in this area right now. Maybe it's just this is what happens in the world, and this is quite the focus on this area right now, and now we're seeing more and more cases pop up. However, Moab residents are quite stressed right now. Brian Enton said he's there, and the town is like tense, and they're just like, what is going on in our area here? They're really stressed out because they're like, we don't have homicides in this area, and now suddenly there's Kylen and Crystal, a double homicide, and then shortly after there's like, oh, Gabby Petito as well, not far from there, and then all these people go missing around the area. Wow, it's a bit of a scary time, right? So this is Lupine Meadows Trailhead, okay, and this is relating to where Cian McLaughlin was last seen. Next, we've got, I'm doing map time with you, so we're flying all the way now to Kylen and Crystal's last known campsite. Yeah, I better move myself out the way. So we're over here now. This was their campsite. Let's put it in 3D mode. So that is where Cindy Sue Hunter found them. I'm so sorry that I'm in the way. So rude. And unfortunately, Kylen was found in the creek. This creek is only 3 foot wide, I believe. It's not very wide at all. But she was found in the creek, and Crystal was found not too far from her. I'm not sure exactly the location where she was found, but not in the creek, but not too far from the campsite. And then, of course, we've got the bunny that was there in the cage. That was also found and rehomed. But yes, that's where they were found. This is where the Whispering Oaks Ranch is, where a wedding happened with over 100 guests. And it is interesting to me still that they didn't hear gunshots. Of course, they could have been partying it up, DJ. Isn't it funny at wedding, DJs always play the same kind of music? It's always like, where do you get your playlist? I'm yet to attend a wedding with a really good playlist. How about you? So anyway, maybe they were partying it up and really playing the music really loud and they didn't hear gunshots, but it's very close. So it's a bit odd that they didn't hear anything, that there's no one that heard or saw anything or no one that's come forward. Okay, and next, I'll zoom out after all this so that you can see exactly where. Now we go to, of course, this is where Gabby Petito's van was parked. This is where Gabby Petito's remains were found. She was found strangled to death. Her death was ruled a homicide. Brian Laundrie, her fiancé, became a person of interest. And there was an arrest, a warrant for his arrest for fraud and for using her card on his way home, up to the value of $1,000. And since then, we've all been so busy with the micromelon manhunt until we heard the terrible news that his remains were found at the Mayakahachi Environmental Creek. And he was only identified so far by dental records, which means that it was probably a mandible, because I think when they have to identify someone by dental records, it can't just be a tooth. I think it has to be some jawbone and some teeth, from what I've read. I don't know. Let me know if you know. If you're in the know, let me know. So that is where Gabby was found. I just want to zoom out here so you can see how close Owl Hill Road was, which is where Jarod Hembree's body has been found. And that's now. That's like he went missing on October 21st. And that's where his body was found. The cause and manner of death is yet to be determined. I'm looking the whole time. Scroll, refresh, because I'm like, what happened there? Right? Then, yes, we've got the van and Gabby's remains. And then we go here. This is where Robert Lowery was found. They said at the base of this hike. So I don't know exactly the pinpoint, but I know it was pretty close to this Trail Creek Nordic Center. Just put the pin here. But they said at the base of this hiking trail. I mean, here it says Trail Creek, so it could be anywhere really here. But that's where he was found. So I'm just zooming out so that you can get a good idea of what's going on here. Wait, sorry. So he was found here. And if we zoom in and just look over here, you can see all these little areas here. Four Seasons Resort, Grand Canyon Trailhead. He flew into Jackson Hole Airport and then drove there. And then his death, was ruled a suicide. He was found with a black duffel bag. Sorry if I'm speaking softly. I hope I'm not. I'm just trying to remain calm, with all this. So that's, his body was found there on that trail. And then we've got Eagle Mountain, where Eleanor Thompson and Morgan Sessions went missing. But Eleanor Thompson is allegedly in a safe house. She ran away from an abusive home, from what people have reached out to me to tell me. She's safe. She just doesn't want to be found. But Morgan Sessions went missing from this area. And that was on the 20th of September. And then there we've got Jarod Hembree. So if we zoom out of all of this now, so right there, you can see Robert Lowery here, Gabby over here, Jarod Hembree over here. Morgan Sessions over here, and Kylen and Crystal over here. So right here on this one map, a lot of things going on. A lot of things going on. So what do you think about that? It's interesting. So I'm going to take this little map off. Okay. So with Morgan Sessions, she was 17, of Eagle Mountain, has not been seen or used her phone or bank account since September 20th. I think about her non-stop. If she's okay, if someone's feeding her, if she's been hurt, if she's alive, her mother said. Davis said she helped her daughter with homework the night she disappeared, but woke up to find Morgan gone without a trace, according to the outlet. In the morning she was gone. She left her backpack with the homework we had done inside. She left her purse, she left her phone, her school Chromebook, her personal Chromebook, things she spent a lot of time and money on. Let's see if I put this one up, if you can see it. So this is Morgan Sessions, missing person. The family and local sheriffs are reportedly searching in the Salt Lake City area and near the Arizona border, where the 5'1" missing teen has family ties. I just wish I could hug her and tell her that I'm looking for her and I'm not stopping. Okay, so we've got Morgan Sessions there. Then I just want to find Jarod Hembree's one. Of course, here we've got Robert Lowery. Accept the cookies. Wyoming authorities have identified the body of Robert Lowery in the same national forest where human remains of Gabby Petito were found. The father of two, Bob Lowery, was last seen on August 20th hiking the Black Canyon Trail located in Bridger Teton National Forest. I know I'm looking this way and you guys are looking here and you're like, hello. I'll read it on screen here for a second. The Houston resident was last seen carrying a black duffel bag along with a sleeping bag and tent. Search teams found his body as they were investigating the death of Gabby Petito, who had acquired nationwide attention status. Right? Brian Enton just saw that the body of missing man Robert Lowery was found in Teton. He went missing on August 20th. No details yet. If it was homicide, though, that's 4 murders in the same spot in the same week. But it wasn't allegedly murder. It was self-inflicted. So, Robert Lowery. This is Jarod Hembree. Rescuers have located and recovered the body of a 26-year-old Texas man in Grand Teton National Park after he was reported missing on Thursday, October 21st. The National Park Service said Jarod Hembree of Cibolo, about 25 miles northwest of San Antonio, was found Sunday near Owl Hill in the eastern part of the park, or just southeast of the community of Moran. The Park Service and Teton County Sheriff's Office are investigating the cause of death. I'm very interested to see what on earth that was. A search involving more than 80 personnel began after park law enforcement received a call expressing concern for Hembree's welfare based on the caller's interaction with Hembree just outside the park. Hembree's vehicle was found at the Game Warden Point parking area in the eastern part of Grand Teton. Several agencies participated in the search, including the Civil Air Patrol and Wyoming Highway Patrol. So we've got Jarod Hembree, Morgan Sessions. This is the one that I just shared with you. See, this is how you spell his name. So they say the search won't end until he's found. I really hope he's found. Yep. So, June Cian McLaughlin, Kylen and Crystal, Robert Lowery, Gabby Petito, Morgan Sessions, Jarod Hembree. That's who we talked about today and did map time about. It's very sad, actually. It's, in one way it's good that the Petito case has shone light on so many missing persons cases, right? But on the other, isn't it so scary that so many people have gone missing? Some have been murdered, have been found murdered. Wow. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next one.